It's time for Declare Your Independence with Ernest Hancock.
Believe me when I say we have a difficult time ahead of us. But if we are to be prepared for it, we must first shed our fear of it. I stand here without fear because I remember that I am here not because of the path that lies before me, but because of the path that lies behind me. I remember that for 100 years we have fought these machines. And after a century of war, I remember that which matters most. We are still here! Tonight, let us make them remember we are not afraid!
No fear, no fear, no fear, no fear. But some understanding of, things that other people might be afraid of. It motivates us. It motivates us to be independent so we're not dependent, so we don't have to be afraid of doing without, some basic things. This is, and one of those things is the right, the liberty, the freedom to be able to sustain ourselves. And that encompasses a lot of things. Can you imagine the pioneering of the West and, no firearms allowed? And I don't think the Wild West was as wild as they try and make it out to be. Of course, they highlight, like my in-laws, Donna and her parents went to Tombstone, and for Christmas got them the latest Tombstone movie, so they appreciated that. They think it's kind of cool, Arizona and the mythology behind it and so on, and the role that guns play. And this weekend, my father-in-law, he's 80 now, and he wants to go shooting. Learn. Yeah, I goes, he hadn't gone shooting since he was in the Army back in, I don't know when. What was that, 40s, 50s, a long time ago. So he's kind of loosening up on this thing. I'm going to go ahead and we'll go out and we'll have some fun with this. Gun rights are really playing. What we started the show with, I'll tell you what it was, and then we'll get into this, and we'll kind of segue into this, and I think this is a good story. And it was from a story that we had back in December of '05 when we first started doing Freedom's Phoenix. We made sure we put all this information up so it would never go away because, stuff goes away on the internet. So we have our servers. They don't go away. So we have this up here. I'll go over this on gun rights, and we've been fighting this for a long time. But what started me off today, I got a call from a gentleman that wanted to share this information about some energy source that the Nazis had and the United States military came across. And he's like, we got to get this out. And while he's talking, he's telling me a little bit about it. I go searching the internet. He's an older gentleman, and he reads Freedom's Phoenix every day a couple times. So I just go, while he's talking, I'm just getting information from him, and I'm putting it up. It's called the Lockerbie device or whatever it is. So I just put it up, and I go, now refresh your front page of Freedom's Phoenix. Boom, there. Hey, that's it. I go, you can do this. This is the whole point behind Freedom's Phoenix. Whatever issue is important to you, you can even have your special edition. You can write letters to the editor. You can be a reporter. You can put up links. I can make you a writer. You can put this stuff up, archive it, and create your own category, your own subject by content by subject. You can create your own category, and you can just go at it. Knock yourself out, man. Share everything you know with everybody. Let's go do it. Well, we need to build this. We who? Me? Hey, are you giving me another project? You know what my project is? Is give you the ability to put all this stuff up there so that it will always be available for those that care. Add to it. Our category of energy, we're going through, it's one of the categories that I'm doing a lot of research on what just happened in the last 12 months. I looked at December last year and I'm just going, wow. A lot of great innovations and things that's happened, and then there's been progress and developments as we go. I went to the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas last January, and one of the things I was really interested in was Panasonic came up with a storage device, an energy storage device, that could run a house for a week. Interested in that one? Were you? I was. Now, of course, I'm going, how many air conditioners are you running on that week worth of storage? But, you can do it. So I'm going, okay, cool. Well, where are we gone now? And they haven't even got the nanotubes thing going in there yet, or the ultracapacitors. It's going to be, 1, 2, 3, my car's charged for a week. You think this isn't going to come? Of course it is. Of course. And look at the computing power. I remember I wrote an article back in 94, and I was talking about, oh, yeah, they're saying that this is going to happen, and this is going to happen. This is going to happen with processing speeds and memory storage and all. Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it. Moore's Law and doubling every so often. I'm just, we can, let's wait and see. Well, exceeded that. So I'm going, okay, you think energy storage is going to be different? Heck no. Here it comes. It's being suppressed in a lot of ways, but, this gentleman used Freedom's Phoenix for what it was built for. It was for the ability to uncover the secrets and expose the lies. One of the ways that we did this, I'll go ahead and start this story over so we'll finish it by this hour, because it's timely with what the administration is doing with gun rights. They're going to start, you've been afraid that Obama was going to do something, and he kind of held off for the last couple of years. They're going to use the violence in northern Mexico as an excuse in the United States. There's not enough violence here. Crime rate's down. Murder's down. Rape's down. Everything's down. The more you liberalize gun laws and possession and so on, all of a sudden the crime rate starts going down, even in economic downturn. And the turmoil and the going down, spending down the drain, all of a sudden our crime rate is going down. So you can't blame that to do gun control. So they're blaming what's going on in Mexico. Well, where do they start? Well, they probably can't get away with Kansas. So what they're doing is they're going up border states, California, New Mexico, Arizona, Texas. Yep. We need to limit gun purchases there because we don't want people to be able to defend themselves against the violence on their border. What's the justification for this? Well, I'll get some of my progressive friends to come on, and we'll talk about it, because they've been making me, see, Ernie, he's not doing it. Yeah, but he wants to. And you had my interview with the CNN, Rick Sanchez. I did that, and he's going, oh, I know, I respect your right. I don't care if you have 1,000 guns, Mr. Hancock. It's just that. And I'm smiling. I'm like, yeah, right. So, I'll put that link up there too. Let me mark that down. Sanchez video. I'll put that on today's archive so that you guys can see that too. Now, this is what happened. Let me paint the picture of what was going on. Gun control and gun issues has always been, a bellwether for us. And it really was brought to light by libertarian science fiction author L. Neil Smith. He was always saying it's like a Vulcan mind meld with the state. You can tell how they view you and your rights and your future and your ability to protect yourself and to be independent by how they pass laws about your ability to defend yourself against aggression. That just tells you you're just livestock that's not allowed to have horns. They're declawing the cats. They're taking out the fangs of the dog. They're doing, you're not allowed, to even be able to bite the master's hand for whatever reason they can come up with. What was interesting was during a lot of this was going on in the early 2000s. I remember it was probably 2000, 2001, around in that time. I look, here I can tell you when it was, because there's a New York Times article, May 20th, 2002. Okay, it was middle of May 2002 when this was going on, and we still had our restaurant, and we're doing still a little activism when I had time and so on. What happened was we had a young woman. Her name was Shannon. Now, Shannon was molested during her teen years and finally had the courage, and she turned in her father, and he went to jail. Now, all this time he's molested her, he's threatened her with death. You ever turn me in, I'm going to kill you. So this obviously has an effect on her. It's amazing. She's a very strong woman, and she took what action she could to protect herself. She got married, a very understanding husband. She started having children. She had a job with the Arizona Department of Revenue. The Arizona Department of Revenue was then director run by a guy named Mark Killian that used to be Speaker of the House here in the mid-'90s in Arizona. I knew him, had interactions with him. In fact, he was the one that told me something that really stuck with me. As we were talking about, we've talked in previous shows about my lawsuits against the check kiting, using education funds to be able to kind of spend the money and hold off 1 month until the next fiscal year, and they're kind of doing the check kiting thing to the tune of hundreds of millions of dollars. This is an amazing thing. We filed a lawsuit, and he goes, Ernie, you're never going to get any of this stuff done unless the people care. And if they don't care, we don't care. Oh. So I did what I could to make people care. And with the gun issue, that's what we did. It just happened to come right back on Mark Killian. Killian Fields. We'll talk about it when we come back. You stay right there.